This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on the South Today, more than 500 secondary school pupils from around Otago and South Canterbury competed in Big Sing. This month, a Dunedin South Defence instructor is offering classes for Muslim women. And a band of 3 black Labradors are now blood brothers for life. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. More than 500 secondary school pupils from 17 schools around Otago and South Canterbury got a chance to perform in the local Big Sing in Dunedin yesterday. The choirs are hoping to be selected to compete with the best of the best from across New Zealand later this year.
Singing their hearts out. 25 different school choirs from Otago and South Canterbury perform in front of an adjudicator in Dunedin's Town Hall for the regional heats of the Big Sing. Event coordinator Rosemary Tarbotton says this year's seen a record turnout.
We've got Mount Aspiring College from Wanaka, they've never been, which is great. Timaru Boys High School, I think they may have been in years gone past, but it's lovely to have them. And also we welcome back Craighead, who haven't been for 3 years, so really good to have them back.
Each choir gets a chance to show off a range of skills with a selection of songs from 3 different categories.
They have to sing one from each category, which is New Zealand piece, Maori Pacifica or New Zealand composer, a piece of art music, which is often an older piece from 15th, 16th centuries, and then the 3rd category is other, which means they can let loose and sing something fun. Often they do a piece from a musical or they arrange a pop song for that.
Later this year, the Big Sing will culminate with the country's top 24 school choirs belting it out at the national finale, which this year will be held in Dunedin.
So that's a full-on 3-day competition, and at the end of that each of the choirs gets awarded a bronze, silver or gold plaque, and there are also trophies handed out.
The next regional competition is set to be held in Invercargill Tuesday next week, and the 3-day Big Sing national finale is to be held in Dunedin at the end of August. In Dunedin, for the South Today.
2 people have died and another is in hospital after their car crashed and caught fire just north of Oamaru last night. The single vehicle crash occurred at the intersection of Te Wai Duncan and Shortland Roads, Oamaru North, about 11 p.m. Fire crews were called to Te Wai Duncan Road where they found a car alight with 2 bodies inside. Oamaru Detective Sergeant Hannah Booth says the cause of the crash is being investigated. Police have confirmed the 2 people killed in the crash are from Oamaru. They say the 18-year-old driver is in Dunedin Hospital in a serious but stable condition. It's expected further details about the 2 people killed will be made available later today. The vehicle has been removed from the scene and the road has been reopened. Police say next of kin are still to be notified. This month, a Dunedin self-defence instructor is offering classes for Muslim women. It's one of several courses run by Women's Self-Defence Network accredited instructor Belle Murphy.
Loud, practical and empowering. Accredited Women's Self-Defence Network Wahine Toa teacher Belle Murphy has been training women in practical self-defence in Dunedin for 6 years and is now offering a targeted course for women who wear headscarves.
Just a 3-hour course that I've organised in partnership with the Omani Students Association here on campus. So I've got some talented Omani women who've helped me organise it and made a beautiful poster. And so you can register for that through Eventbrite. If you search Free Muslim Women's Self-Defence Dunedin, you'll find the event there, and the location will be revealed to those who register closer to the time.
She runs courses at the OUSA and in schools around Dunedin. but says the reason for not disclosing this event's venue is around the comfort of potential participants.
But often when I run courses, specifically if they're for a marginalised group, then sometimes I don't want to advertise where that course is going to be held publicly, just to give them a little bit more privacy and security for coming to the course.
Murphy says along with specialised skills, like if an attacker is trying to remove a hijab, Self-Defence Network Wahine Toa training also offers other practical skills, which she says in an ideal world wouldn't be necessary.
Self-defence programs are only ever going to be one piece of the puzzle when it comes towards ending violence and ending gendered violence in particular. We need support for survivors. We need prevention happening with people of all genders.
University of Otago student Kyla has attended Murphy's courses and says learning these skills has helped her confidence.
I think one of the great things about those courses is the realisation that you're actually really powerful, because it's easy to think of ourselves as being, you know, we're not taught naturally how to punch. We don't learn those skills unless we've, you know, done specialist classes or whatever. And so to come along and just in a few short hours learn how to punch with such power and feel such force behind those punches is pretty incredible. And to know that just builds your confidence as well.
Belle Murphy also runs courses for people who identify as trans and across the LGBTQI rainbow. Her simple take-home message for anyone feeling unsafe is to trust your instincts, and says having a big, loud, angry voice can help deter potential attackers nearly as much as a strike to a sensitive area. The free self-defence course for Muslim women is set to run on June 29th. In Dunedin, the South Today.
A fire which destroyed a farmhouse near Balclutha yesterday is being treated as suspicious. Fire and Emergency New Zealand were called to the blaze about 2:30 p.m. to find the farmhouse well involved in flames. The firefighters managed to protect a garage, but the home was completely destroyed. The farmhouse was not occupied as a family which had lived in it for decades recently moved out. The blaze is being treated as suspicious and a fire investigator has been requested. There have been 6 house fires across the south in the past 4 days. A band of 3 black Labradors are now blood brothers for life. It's an amazing story of survival. 4-year-old pup Argus was saved thanks to blood transfusions from 2 other young Labradors.
It's Labradorable. He's a bouncy black Labrador now, but that wasn't the case a while back. About a month ago, Argus's owners Karen Brown and David Ness noticed their typically playful pup wasn't feeling well.
He just sort of had a bit of ear infection and we brought him to the vets, and he was on medication and things like that, and then he just went downhill, so whether the scratching was to do with it, but he wasn't anemic then. And then I put him to bed on Sunday night, and then Monday morning he wouldn't eat his food.
Brown says it's a big warning sign when a Labrador is off their food. So she raced to Remarkable Vets in Arrowtown, where Argus was found to be severely anemic.
And then they looked at him and they said, "Oh my God, he's pale. How do you tell a black lab's pale?" But, and his bloods were only at 7, they would have told you all that. And so from then it was trying to find out what it was, and they've just been incredible here.
Over the next 2 weeks, Argus kept getting better and then sicker, which baffled the vets, who recommended a specialist in Auckland.
It wasn't obvious what it was, and then Jeff said, you know, we need to refer him somewhere, and then he said, there's a new place in Auckland. And I said, right, we're off to Auckland. So that's why the airport people, like Sarah Jessup and that, they let them blood transfuse him to the last minute and then just put him in and pack him last. And we didn't even know if he'd make the flight.
To keep Argus long enough to get to Auckland, 2 blood transfusions were needed. 3-year-old Marco, who belongs to the vet's partner, and 5-year-old Pike, who belongs to a client at the clinic, were called to the rescue.
So, Argus is pretty special in that he needed these to get him stable enough just to travel, to have the advanced imaging and to diagnose exactly what was going on. We don't often even need to do blood transfusions, but when we do, it's not often that we need to do more than one.
The vets in Auckland were able to find and surgically remove a tumour from Argus's small intestine. Since then, biopsy results are clear, and Karen Brown says her plucky pooch is back up to his old tricks.
The vet dogs and the blood dogs, you know, like it is amazing. Because I don't know if they told you the first transfusion for a dog can be sort of any dog. and then after that they need to match them. So yeah, God knows how they sort of did that in that small time frame, because yeah, it was pretty touch and go. So we're just very happy he's alive and healthy.
She says she's grateful to the local and Auckland vet staff, as well as the team at Queenstown Airport, who did everything they could to get Argus on a flight, and of course to the donor dogs. In Queenstown, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today. A person is lucky to escape with moderate injuries after a truck crash in Terrace today. And Paul Dwyer catches up with Highlander Ben Smith, who may have played his last game for the franchise. So see you after the break.
When it's time to say goodbye to your pet, Heaven Sent Pet Cremations are here to help you through this difficult experience. Call Heaven Sent Pet Cremations today for their care and guidance. Phone 489-2274.
The season has changed, and at Alec Campbell Menswear, in our 3 stores, Cromwell, South Dunedin and Mosgiel, we have it covered. Check out these jackets. They'll keep you warm and dry and stylish. Of course, we're known for our fashion shirts, but in the winter we do have our lovely warm shirts. Look at them all. And we're known for our great range of winter knitwear too. Don't forget our stretch moleskins, 6 colours.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
We'll keep you warm and dry and looking just great.
Step into Op Shop on St Andrew and discover a place with plenty of bargains for yourself, your friends and the whole family. We have new items arriving every day. Visit us for a fabulous range of economy and upmarket clothing, accessories, books, shoes and more. Shop with us and support your community.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects, from the rare to the recent. And where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Ricky here from Beds R Us Dunedin, your local sleep specialists. Come in and try our huge touchscreen sleep selector, taking the hard work out of choosing the right bed for you. See you here.
Risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life. Autumn is here and it's too late to sow seed. But don't despair, Ready Lawn is the answer to all your garden woes. Call Ready Lawn today on 027 22 88 190.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality, stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 17 years. New doors, replacement doors and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team.
Welcome back. One person was injured when a toll transport truck crashed and ended up on its side, blocking the highway near Terrace this morning. St John confirmed one person suffered moderate injuries in the crash and was taken to Cromwell Medical Centre. State Highway 8 was closed for hours after the 7:30 a.m. crash and was only reopened after 2 p.m. Motorists were advised to still expect some delays afterwards because traffic had built up. Rugby player Ben Smith may have played his last game for the Highlanders. The classy All Black has been ruled out in the Highlanders lineup for tomorrow's match against the Waratahs in Invercargill. Smith's troublesome hamstring has not recovered enough for him to take his place in the team, despite training with them this week. Paul Dwyer spoke recently with Smith about his rugby playing career.
Welcome back. So mate, now let's talk about the Highlanders. So you talked about 2007 when you got yourself on the radar, but I think you, when did you make the Highlanders? Was it 2009 you made the Highlanders?
2009, yeah.
And you've gone on to play 152 games. Did you ever think that you would play 150 games for the Highlanders?
No, a simple answer, no.
So when you came in 2009, were you at that stage were you established as a fullback?
I was actually wing because Izzy was playing.
Izzy was still here then?
Yeah, I suppose I played a bit of fullback and wing for Otago, but Izzy, yeah, he was playing fullback for the Highlanders in 2009 and I was out in the right thing.
Well, see, because I mean, if you think about Izzy for a minute, I mean, you guys you had a rivalry for quite some time because you weren't at the World Cup in 2011, and Izzy was the starting fullback, obviously, in 2011.
Yeah, not really a rivalry. I think we've been lucky enough to share the rugby journey together. He's spent I think it must have been 2 years in Dunedin before he went to the Crusaders. So played fullback and wing.
Have you talked to him since he left and went to the dark side and went to the Crusaders?
Yeah. I hold it against him. But no.
So
he got a bit lost.
So okay, so you started. Who was coaching in 2009?
Glenn Moore.
So Glenn was in charge then.
Yeah.
And when did Big Jake come in?
2011.
2011. So talk me through the Highlanders because you've been there for 11 years.
Yeah.
And you know you've always been a bit of a roller coaster team.
Yeah.
And I know you guys, and you talk about it a lot. You talk about what it means to be a Highlander.
Yeah.
Was that there when you came in, or did that develop over time?
I think it's probably developed over time. I think we knew what a Highlander man was in 2009, 2010. We probably just hadn't worked out that we really needed to bring it to life as much as what we have over the last, whatever it is. But yeah, I think we were probably just still working out what our identity was and how we wanted to go about our work.
Was that so? That was more about Jamie and probably more about and probably to a later extent Brownie. Did they really move that culture forward?
Yeah. So when Jake first came in, Simon Culhane worked alongside him, and I think they established there's a big opportunity for them to come in and probably stamp their mark, and they felt that they wanted the team to represent the values of what the people were about down here.
Obviously, Jake's been a big influence on those Highlanders, and Brownie. Would you put Brownie in the same boat about being being real influences in that Highlanders team?
Yeah, I think they've both done it differently. So for Jamie, he came in. He's got quite a hard-nosed approach, and he had a real motivating way of doing things and getting people to be their best, and you saw that in probably the way that we played. There was guys that some people would say, "Oh, where's he come from?" and they would just be playing awesome footy. So he would get the best out of players.
We'll be bringing you more of the interview tomorrow night, and you can watch the full interview with Ben Smith on Channel 39 Southern Television at 6 p.m. on Friday, Saturday and Sunday, as well as online. After the break on the South Today, we take a look at the multi-million-dollar upgrade of George Street proposed by the Dunedin City Council, and we have tomorrow's weather for you, so stay with us.
Step into Shop on Carroll and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
If you're at risk of developing melanoma skin cancer, you owe it to yourself to have a mole map. Mole map is coming to your area. Phone today to make an appointment. It could save your life. Why wait for seed to germinate? Why not do it the smart way? For instant results, call Ready Lawn today, or for more information, go to readylawn.co.nz.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent. And where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Step into Ross Cafe, located at Ross Home in North East Valley. We have a great range of hot and cold food, friendly service and a warm atmosphere that you are sure to enjoy. We look forward to serving you soon at Ross Cafe.
Most of us have spots on our skin. That's quite normal. Finding skin cancer as early as possible is key to successful treatment. Book in for a free check of 1 to 2 moles or a comprehensive full body check with the Mole Doctor in Waverley.
The season has changed, and at Alec Campbell Menswear, in our 3 stores, Cromwell, South Dunedin and Mosgiel, we have it covered. Check out these jackets. They'll keep you warm and dry and stylish. Of course, we're known for our fashion shirts, but in the winter we do have our lovely warm shirts. Look at them all. And we're known for our great range of winter knitwear too. Don't forget our stretch moleskins, 6 colours.
Alex Campbell Menswear, it fits.
We'll keep you warm and dry and looking just great.
If you're suffering from sciatica, lower back pain, hips and pelvis and knees, this technique will work wonders for you. The energy flow is transmitting through the muscles. Come and see Sunny Chin.
Bowel cancer is the second highest cause of cancer death in New Zealand.
And New Zealand's got a higher rate of bowel cancer than many other Western countries.
Because it's one of those areas of the body that we don't talk about often enough. It is one of those silent killers almost, that if it strikes and if you develop symptoms, sometimes it's too late.
So it's a major issue.
Thanks for staying with us. The plan to significantly transform much of Dunedin's main street has been approved by the City Council. The DCC voted on Tuesday to endorse the preliminary design for a multi-million-dollar upgrade of George Street. Changes include restricting some areas to one-way and a paved carriageway between Hanover and St Andrews Streets, where cyclists and pedestrians would have right-of-way over motorists. Small parks, native plantings and street furniture are to be added to make the area more attractive. In response to concerns about lost car parks, it's proposed some wide streets elsewhere in Dunedin could be turned into angle or 90-degree parking. Work is not expected to start until 2021 and will overlap with the Dunedin Hospital rebuild project. The woman who was trapped in a car down an embankment in Queenstown 3 months ago has returned to Germany. Queenstown police say the 22-year-old woman has made vast amounts of progress since the crash in Gorge Road in March. The woman was trapped in a Honda Odyssey, wedged between an embankment and the rear of a retail building for several hours before being discovered. She was transported to Lakes District Hospital and later flown to Dunedin Hospital. It's thought following the crash she had been abandoned by 2 other occupants of the vehicle, and an investigation is still continuing. And now recapping tonight's top stories on the South today. 500 secondary school pupils from 17 schools around Otago and South Canterbury competed in the Big Sing yesterday. This month, a Dunedin self-defence instructor is offering classes for Muslim women, including how to prevent a hijab being ripped off. And a band of 3 black Labradors are now blood brothers for life, after 2 labs donated blood to another one, saving its life. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome Hayden Meikle, what have you got for us?
Well, it was a big news day, and it was a bit of a bad news day really, Mel. This terrible car crash up near Oamaru last night, two young people dead and one in hospital. We'll have all the latest details on that tragedy. And also more drug raids in the south over the past sort of 48 hours, Dunedin and Oamaru, rising scourge of meth, which is not great. We've got investigations into a second airport for the Queenstown Lakes District, obviously hugely topical, what they're going to do with the airports up there. A feature on hydroponic gardening for something a little bit lighter, for those who want some nice lettuces. Hydroponic is the way to go. And in sport, obviously the boys are preparing for the Highlanders game in Invercargill tomorrow night, but also the Nuggets, one of 3 teams left in contention to get back into the NBL, so fingers crossed.
Wonderful, thank you. And you can catch all of that in tomorrow's ODT. And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by MoleMap.
Starting with our southern view of contractors surveying on Cumberland Street in preparation for the Dunedin Hospital build. Looking at the situation, a weak cold front moves over the southern districts tomorrow with a period of rain and colder southwesterlies, which are expected to continue over the weekend. And moving to the southern towns, it's 10 degrees for everyone. There's going to be some rain later on. The Catlins, Balclutha, Lumsden and Gore are expecting highs of 10 and rain for you later on. Travelling westward to the Central Lakes, plan for moderate northerlies and cloud increasing. Queenstown, Wanaka, Alexandra and Te Anau can all expect 9 degrees. Looking to the northern towns on the coast, Oamaru and Timaru are in for moderate northeasterlies, cloudy and 11 degrees. Amarama and Twizel is set for light winds, cloud and 10 degrees. In Dunedin tonight, cloudy with breezy northeasterlies with an overnight low of 7. Mostly cloudy tomorrow, moderate cold northeasterlies die out, a few showers later, looking at a high of 11 and a low of 8, becoming fine and sunny on Saturday, aiming for a high of 10 and a low of 2. Heading to Invercargill, cloud increasing tonight with northerlies, looking at an overnight low of 7. A period of cloud with some rain tomorrow with northwesterlies and a few showers, a high of 12 and a low of 5. Mostly fine on Saturday with sunny periods and some cloud, looking at a high of 11 degrees and a low of 5. And that's all our news for this Thursday. For the latest news from the southern region, head online to ODT and follow Channel 39 on Facebook and YouTube. Thanks for joining us. Have a great evening. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.